Okay, I don't know what it is about Toyota and these third generation Priuses with their head gasket problem, but once again I was stung hard with that problem, and I was frequently getting the P302, P304 check engine codes. That's dealing with the spark plugs, and I was that close to spending about $400 to $500 to get them all replaced. That spark plugs and the coils, and hard engine idling, rattling that sound, starting to bellow smoke, white smoke from the rear of the vehicle, oftentimes bellowing quite a bit. Not nice. And well, the KCO once again has done the trick. So let's just get right into it, okay? So as you can see, the expansion reservoir is low, and I keep putting it up to just above the level of this tab there. Okay, open the cap here. Okay, here's what I'm going to be using. The one-step pour and go. I've used it before on my prior Prius and it worked. And this case I'm going to leave it, do it now while it's low, although there's no requirement that the coolant level be low. And then after I get it in there, it says you can leave the mix inside, or once you know it's working, you can flush the coolant out. Well, the car is at the point where it needs that anyway, just forget regular maintenance, so I'll get that coolant flushed later today or tomorrow. For reference, there are the instructions I'll be following here. Step 1, shake the bottle vigorously for 30 seconds and pour in where you usually top up the coolant. It doesn't matter if the engine's hot or cold. And then once it's in the cooling system, let the engine idle, let it reach operating temperature, and then step 3 is when it's all done. Okay, let's go. Okay, so we're done. Okay. Get the pop the top off there. Oi. Oh, I need to wash my hands pretty quick. Get that junk off. Okay, let's pour it in. Oh, I got something to help with that. Okay. I'm also going to raise the temperature to max to engage the heating coil if you have issues with that, because that can be the radiator not getting enough coolant as well because of the leak. And that is the case here. So, because a lot of times I get just a little bit of heat, but after 15 minutes or so, it just stops producing heat or cool air as well. I'll set a timer now, but I should have set it right when I started, because it says it's 3 minutes for that to engage. Okay, so that should be 3 minutes, so I'm going to let that roll. so you can keep an eye on that. Okay. Okay, so we're past that 3-minute mark. I'll temporarily turn the car off so I can put coolant back in, make sure the level is correct. Okay, I put coolant back in, and let's see here. Looks like I may have overfilled a bit. So if that's the case, I'll see some get kicked out. Perhaps I didn't want that because it can make a little bit of a mess, but I am accidentally overfilled. But the expansion tank does have coolant in it again. Now, as the car has been burning coolant, coolant has water, heavy water component. So I'm going to add this heat in there. It's an antifreeze and water remover. So get that out of the system. That simply goes in the gas tank here. Ideally, you do that when the engine tank is close to empty. However, in this case, I want to just get it in there because of the situation, you understand. That's where we are at mileage, 204,208. It's March 8th, so I'm a month away from having to get the emissions test. Okay, you can see now I've had the coolant flushed and the level is proper, and it should stay there if the fix remains as it has. But I didn't see any drop in the coolant level, and that was after 600 miles. So not the same as having to go to 60,000 or 100,000, but it certainly was the exact result I expected, best case. Now you can see the mileage on the odometer, 204,863. Okay, there you can see it's at 211,007 miles. Well, there you have it. It seems like the K-Seal at $15.99 plus tax has done the trick again. It's been one full month, 5,500 to 6,000 miles I've driven. And this past month has had a lot of heavy driving that it normally wouldn't do to that extent. But it was a good field test. Zero occurrence of those check engine codes, zero occurrence of hard idling. Heater and cooling are working reliably without any, where they just kind of just blow air, whatever the ambient temperature area is. It doesn't do that. But it doesn't blow heat or cold to extremes. It does get the car well, and I'll have a better test when summertime rolls around. It does get pretty hot here in Georgia, but we've been getting some really warm days and it's been holding up well. Please leave your likes and subscribes, and if you have any questions, please post them. As far as the Blue Devil goes, as an alternate solution, I would have gone that route, but I couldn't find anybody who could apply that. But that would be the way I would like to go if I do need to reapply in the future. Okay, thank you very much, and I do appreciate your support. Bye-bye.